When the supermarket empties, it is already too late. It does not take an apocalypse to live the chaos. A storm is enough, a blackout, or a simple failure in the supply chain. In those moments, the difference between panic and calm is in what you already have at home. Preparing is not being paranoid, it is being intelligent. Today you will discover 10 Costco products that will help you resist without spending a fortune. They are normal purchases that become essential when everything fails. If you want real peace of mind, start here. Energy and batteries. When the light cuts off, everything stops. Refrigerators, routers, heating, even the feeling of control. But a small energy reserve can return the calm. The Kirkland AAA and AAA batteries from Costco are a minimal investment that avoids many problems. They are manufactured by Duracell, last year's, and cost a fraction of the most well-known brands. Keep several dozen stored and rotated, noting the purchase date. They serve for flashlights, radios, smoke detectors, toys, and tools. During a blackout, you will spend more than you imagine, but do not limit yourself to batteries. Include flashlights, LEDs, flameless candles, and a portable battery to charge the phone or an emergency radio. If you can, add a small, foldable solar panel. They are cheaper than ever and allow you to recharge devices when there is no electrical grid. Store everything together in a plastic box to always have it at hand. During the Great Texas Blackout in 2021, many discovered that darkness is what overwhelms most, even more than the cold. A simple flashlight turned on can maintain calm in an entire night of uncertainty. And if you have children, light is also comfort. Costco sometimes limits the sale of batteries when demand rises. That is an alert signal. It means people are preparing. Do it yourself before. Buying energy is buying peace of mind, because when everything turns off, light becomes power. Fats and dense energy. If carbohydrates give you quick energy, fats are the long-range fuel. In an emergency situation, when meals are scarce or spaced, fatty and caloric foods keep you active and focused. The peanut butter from Costco, for example, is a wonder, cheap, natural, and full of proteins, with more than 6,000 calories per jar. It does not need refrigeration, keeps for more than a year, and everyone likes it, especially children. You can spread it on bread, mix it with oatmeal, or eat it directly with a spoon. But do not limit yourself to that. Add to your pantry olive oil, honey, and nuts. The oil lasts years if you store it well sealed and away from the sun, and is essential for cooking, dressing, or adding calories without taking up space. Honey, for its part, is practically eternal. It is antibacterial, provides immediate energy, and improves mood when the days grow long. Nuts, especially almonds and walnuts, offer healthy fats and plant proteins in a compact format. A handful can replace a light meal in case of need. These energy sources are not a luxury, but a strategic reserve. In prolonged crises, eating well is also maintaining morale. Nothing lifts the spirit more than a familiar flavor in a meal that truly satisfies. That is why, on each visit to Costco, add a jar of peanut butter or a bottle of extra oil. They do not expire, do not take up much, and can make the difference between resisting with strength or exhausting yourself in a few days. Water. Water is not a luxury. It is the first thing that disappears in any emergency. You can go weeks without eating, but only 3 days without drinking. Without clean water, everything else collapses. In 2020, during the Flint crisis in Michigan, many families were left without a potable supply and discovered that domestic reserves last less than you imagine. Costco sells packs of 40 bottles for barely anything. Store several, but not in the garage. Heat degrades the plastic and contaminates the content. The ideal is to store them in a cool and dark place, like a closet or under the bed. Also, supplement with 5-gallon jugs that you can refill for pennies. Calculate at least 1 gallon per person per day for drinking, cooking, and maintaining basic hygiene. A family of 4 needs 12 gallons just for 3 days. If you have space, double that amount. Do not forget a purification system. A portable filter or purification tablets are a lifesaver if bottled water runs out. You can even take advantage of rainwater or the pool if you have a way to treat it. Many discover it late when the tap no longer works. Do not wait for the next drought or the next blackout. Every time you go to Costco, put an extra pack in the cart. It is cheap, takes up little space, and can save your life. A liter of foresight is worth more than an ocean of regret. Rice, pasta, and legumes. Rice and pasta are the base of every intelligent pantry. Cheap, long-lasting, and full of energy. But there is a third protagonist that many forget. Dried legumes. Lentils, chickpeas, and beans are nutritional gold, rich in proteins, fiber, and minerals. Costco sells 25-pound sacks of jasmine rice for less than $20, which equals food for months. However, the common mistake is leaving them in their original bags. Air, humidity, and insects can ruin everything. Transfer the rice and legumes to airtight buckets with screw lids or to large glass jars. Add an oxygen-absorbing packet, and you will have reserves that last decades. Pasta also deserves attention. It comes well packaged, but it is convenient to keep it away from heat. The advantage is that it cooks quickly and uses less water and gas than rice, which is ideal when you have to ration fuel. In emergencies, every minute and every drop counts. For a family of 4, having about 25 kg of combined carbohydrates ensures 30 days of food base. It is not necessary to buy them all at once. It is enough to add 1 package per visit. And remember to rotate, use the old, and restock with the new. That way your pantry will always be fresh and ready. It is not just about surviving, but doing it with energy and good spirit. A warm plate of rice or lentils can lift the spirit even when everything else fails. Simple food is the most powerful. Canned protein. Without protein, the body weakens quickly, especially under stress. And in a crisis, there is not always fresh meat. Here canned goods come in: chicken, tuna, salmon, and even stewed meat. At Costco, Kirkland canned chicken is a hidden gem. Each can has more than 30 g of pure protein and lasts years stored. Also, it can be eaten cold, which makes it perfect if there is no electricity. Tuna and salmon complete the equation. Rich in omega-3 and easy to combine with rice or pasta. Store the cans in a cool and dark place and avoid sudden temperature changes. Rotating them is simple. When you buy new ones, move the old ones to the front and use them in your weekly meals. That way you maintain the stock without wasting anything. During prolonged emergencies, the body needs more protein than normal to maintain the immune system and repair tissues. Eating only carbohydrates can make you feel weak and anxious. A balanced pantry needs protein, and canned goods are the most practical and economical way to obtain it. Calculate at least 3 cans per person per week. Do not be fooled by their humble appearance. A well-planned reserve can sustain your family for weeks without depending on empty supermarkets. And when the situation calms, you will still have useful, tasty, and ready-to-use ingredients. Canned protein is stability in the form of a can. Emergency food. Ready wise. There is a type of preparation that goes beyond day-to-day, the long-term one. The freeze-dried food buckets from Costco, like those of the brand Ready Wise, has gone viral for a reason. They are compact, tasty, and last up to 25 years. It is not about gourmet, but about practical survival. A single bucket offers up to 150 servings for less than $80, and there are often discounts. Each serving costs just a few cents and is prepared with hot water. Yes, they need a little heat and time, but their advantage is immense. They do not require refrigeration, resist humidity, and take up little space. They are ideal for storing in basements or cool and dry closets. The variety surprises. There are pastas, soups, oatmeal porridges, teriyaki rice, and even powdered energy drinks. Some flavors are better than others, but all fulfill their function. Feed and reassure. Having a bucket of these is like having insurance that never expires. It does not replace your usual pantry, but complements it in a prolonged supply cut. When there are no more canned goods or rice, this type of reserve guarantees weeks of sustenance. And when the crisis ends, the bucket is still there, intact, waiting for the next unforeseen event. Many Costcos already show signs of temporary scarcity due to high demand. Do not wait to see headlines about disasters to realize its value. The best thing is to buy it, try a serving to learn how to prepare it, and store the rest. Knowing that you have food ready for decades gives a peace that has no price. Hygiene and paper. Nobody thinks about toilet paper until there is none left, and when it is missing, bad humor multiplies. During the 2020 pandemic, we saw how shelves emptied and how people paid absurd prices for a pack. Costco learned the lesson and now limits units in times of high demand. Its Kirkland paper is resistant, soft, and economical. A pack of 30 rolls can last more than 2 months for a family of 4. But it is not just the paper. Kitchen towels, napkins, tissues, soap, disinfectant, and wet wipes are equally essential. Without running water, maintaining hygiene is a matter of health. Minor infections can become serious if there is no cleanliness. Store your supplies in a dry place, away from the floor, and protect them from humidity. Unlike food, paper does not expire, so having a large reserve is not an excess. Divide the packs with family or neighbors if space is a problem. You can also include heavy-duty garbage bags and latex gloves. They are fundamental for handling waste during water or energy cuts. And do not forget feminine products or diapers if you need them at home. Hygiene is not vanity, it is stability and dignity when everything gets complicated. In an emergency, being able to wash your hands or use clean paper returns a feeling of normalcy. Do not underestimate psychological power. When everyone runs to look for the basics, you will only want one thing: to have bought it before. First aid kit and medications. You can have food, water, and energy, but if someone gets sick or injured and you have no way to attend to them, everything gets complicated. That is why a well-stocked first aid kit is as important as any food reserve. At Costco, you can find complete and economical first aid kits, but the ideal is to adapt them to your family. Include pain relievers, bandages, gloves, alcohol, disinfectant, gauze, a thermometer, scissors, and antiseptics. Add basic medications like antidiarrheals, antacids, cough syrups, and antibiotic ointments. If someone takes chronic medication, store a reserve of at least 2 weeks in sealed containers and away from humidity. Do not forget a small first aid manual. In stressful situations, remembering the correct steps can save lives. Crises not only bring wounds, but also anxiety, insomnia, or fatigue. Having relaxing teas, vitamins, and electrolytes helps maintain physical and mental balance. Mental health is part of survival. Store your first aid kit in a resistant plastic box, labeled and accessible but out of reach of children. Check expiration dates every 6 months and replace what is missing. In real disasters, pharmacies empty as fast as supermarkets. A bandage today can prevent an infection tomorrow. In all preparation, there is a point where calm becomes power, and that point is knowing that you can take care of yours. A small first aid kit represents something enormous. Control in the midst of chaos. It is not about living with fear, but with foresight: water, food, energy, hygiene, and health. 5 pillars that turn any house into a refuge. Everything you buy at Costco for your day-to-day can transform into your safety net. Do not wait for the next blackout, the next storm, or the next alarming headline. Prepare today what you will be grateful for tomorrow, because when everyone runs, the one who already prepared only observes with calm. Preventing does not cost. Improvising does. And that peace of mind has no price.